What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and I'm gonna be breaking down Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. It's a good fight right here. Very very interesting fight. I would say myself. The first fight. I mean, that was an entertaining fight, yo, bro. That first fight was a fight of the year contender, and it was so competitive. Jorge was doing so good, and Usman was going back and forth, and everyone looked great. So we had to see it again, right? No, it wasn't like that. It was man, I didn't fall asleep, but it was pretty boring, and I didn't need to watch that again, and it is what it is. But here we are, man. We're watching it again. So and I am gonna watch it because I am a hardcore, and but it is what it is. At the end of the day, this is a fight. I feel like they have both guys have a real big chance of redeeming themselves for that first performance. Watching the first fight, it was just very sloppy, and now I think they have a chance to make it less sloppy here and get it done. But it is what it is. It's money. People like watching this kind of stuff, man. They have a lot of drama. They've been talking back and forth. Let's just hope they back it up, But yeah, man, it's sold. The first fight sold, so I understand. And Usman, as much as I've joked around and called him Marty, and I might have not respected him at first, man. The guy has beaten a lot of guys at the top 5 at welterweight, and he did beat Colby Covington, who, in my humble opinion, had the most competitive fight with him. But I felt like at the end of the day he should run it back, but he did already beat him. So in his opinion, he doesn't have to fight Colby. So, and I get it from his point of view. It's just that he just needs to beat Masvidal. He needs to beat him. And Masvidal, on the other hand, it's like, this guy has done a great job of utilizing his hype and, to getting where he is. And he has a real opportunity, to get a big upset here, and it's very possible. I'm giving this bum a chance. He has a real chance of winning this fight. But it is what it is. Let's talk about the stats. Obviously, Kamaru Usman is the, champion in terms of pound for pound. Let me go to UFC rankings. He has to be, he's number 2. He's number 2 pound for pound in the world, which is crazy. That is wild. And obviously Jorge Masvidal is the number 4 welterweight in the world, which is interesting. Usman comes with a record of 18-1. He's fighting out of Denver. Actually, he's fighting out of Denver with those guys, with Trevor Whitman and all them. He's 33 years old. He's has a height of 6 foot, and he has a reach of 77.5. Jorge, 35-14. He's fighting out of Florida, age 36, height 5'11", and a reach of 73. So we look at this matchup. We knew Usman had the height and reach advantage, but Jorge isn't that far below him in terms of height and reach, but which is wild. But if we look at their records and notable wins, you look at a guy like Kamaru Usman and what he's accomplished in this division, man. He's beaten a lot of guys. He's beaten a lot. Coming off one over Gilbert Burns, beating Jorge Masvidal, Colby Covington, Tyron Woodley, Rafael Dos Anjos, Damian Maia, Emil Mick. He has a win over Sean Strickland, Warley Alves, Leon Edwards. Has beaten a lot of guys. His only loss is to Jose Caceres, and that was via rear naked choke. It's just he was 1-0 going in there, going up against a 3-3 guy. Which is just, I think, a lack of experience. Jorge, on the other hand, if we look at his notable wins, and the guys he's beaten, he hasn't beaten a lot of guys at the welterweight top 10. I think he only has, one. But, he has a notable win over Nate Diaz, Ben Askren, Darren Till, Cerrone, Jake Ellenberger. He does have a win over Cesar Ferreira, which I didn't know. He has a win over, Michael Chiesa, Tim Means. Yeah, that's about it, huh? And then and Yves Edwards. I think that's a big one for him too. So, and Joe Lozon. So yeah, he's beaten a lot of guys, that are somewhat good, and he's also lost to a lot of good guys, and he's just been around. He's been a journeyman, his whole career, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we look at this fight. Obviously, they have their notable ones. We've seen what they have accomplished. It's really, really simple. I don't have to go too in depth with this. At the end of the day, the first fight, it was sloppy, but there was a lot of reasons why it was sloppy, right? It's the change of opponent, right? I think Jorge was getting ready for a stand-up fight for Gilbert because, we saw how the first, that fight ended up being. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we saw what happened there, right? And to tell him that he has to change from being basically a striker to a wrestler is kind of hard. I'm confident. I'm not confident. I'm semi-confident he is going to grapple in this matchup. And I think his grappling is going to look a lot cleaner. His grappling looked, really not that good against Jorge in that first fight. And Jorge does have decent takedown defense. He has learned it from the ass whoopings he used to get in his own apartment by Colby Covington. Like when you get like tossed around like that in your own apartment by your teammate consistently on a daily basis, and just you're getting tossed around, eventually you have to learn something. He's been working with Bo Nickel. He's been posting a lot of wrestling stuff. He's been around the wrestlers. So for this camp, I think, his wrestling takedown defense, and obviously you got to talk about the experience, right, that he has in the sport. It's going to eventually get better, you know what I'm saying? But with this matchup, I think in this second fight, I don't think we're going to see, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, we're not going to see sloppy exchanges in the feet. There was a lot of sloppiness from Jorge. He got tired. I don't think we're going to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a lot of bad things. The clinch, I think we're going to see a lot more urgency from Jorge. I think some people scored the first round for Jorge. I didn't. I thought Jorge lost. I thought Jorge lost all 5 in the first fight. But I think Jorge might win a round. He might be able to tag Usman. In this matchup, I'll talk about how Jorge can win this fight. I think Jorge can really win this fight by playing a lot of mind games, this mental game with Usman. Usman has been going through this almost this transformation in his game that really, really, he has really good fundamentals. He has good fundamentals in jiu-jitsu. He has good fundamentals in wrestling. He has decent fundamentals in the striking game. I wouldn't say he's a terrible striker, but I wouldn't say he's great. I think he has the basics. He has a good 1-2. He knows how to attack the body, and he's good at that. Even with his wrestling, he doesn't go for some crazy throws. If he can get you, if he can get a really big double leg, he'll get it. But if he needs to get just a simple, just sweep your legs, take your back, get the trips, right? If he has to do that, he'll do that. If he has to just clinch and just attack the body and wear you down, he'll do that. He knows what he has to do. So I truly believe Usman wouldn't stray away from the basics, but you look at his last fight against Gilbert Burns in that first round. I didn't see the greatest things. That first round, I forgot how competitive that fight was. I picked Usman to win it. You can go watch. I did a really great breakdown on it. Go watch that. It's on my YouTube channel. But I was so happy that Usman beat that dude, right? I kind of almost dismissed Gilbert's success. Gilbert had a great first round. It wasn't just a knockdown. He was hitting him with hooks. He landed high kicks on him. Right when Gilbert pulled guard, that's where he lost the fight completely. Right at that moment. And it was over for him, right? And it is what it is at the end of the day. But I think Usman, he can do this with grapplers, right? With Damian Maia, Colby Covington, Warley Alves. He did strike with him a lot, but he did take him down. But yeah, he can do these with guys with heavy grappling backgrounds, right? Durinho, Colby, Maia, right? Where he feels like he's the better striker, and Obviously, Durinho and Colby are more well-rounded than Maya, right? But he can get away with striking with them because their grappling cancels out. As much as I like Colby Covington, and I'm not the biggest fan of Durinho, and I'm not the biggest fan of Maya, I will have to admit, actually I like Maya. I really do. I'm gonna like Maya when he fights Bilal Muhammad. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna lie. Jorge Masvidal obviously has even though I call him street bum a lot, and I know I piss you guys off by saying that. He hits hard, and he hits accurate, and he has decent boxing. Obviously, and he's been doing this for a long time. He should have some type of good skill, so I don't put it past him. But Masvidal, he has a real good chance of knocking this guy out. If Usman believes he's a striker, and I don't know, maybe the crowd and just the people around there and the tension and the pressure, right, and the spotlight, it might get to his head, and he might think, oh, I'm gonna finish this guy. And the trash talk, there's a lot of trash talk from Jorge, and he posted a video, talking crazy and acting like he was all tough and everything, but there's a real chance that Usman can drop the ball here. He can really let this guy get interruption. But y'all know what I was. I think you guys have gotten used to this, but it is what it is. But back to what I was saying. Jorge can drop. No, not Jorge. Usman can drop the ball here, man, and he can get caught. We saw. You look at the way Jorge knocked out Darren Till. Some of those combinations were very similar to what Gilbert was able to do, and the way Jorge throws hooks. You look at his fight with Cerrone; it's very similar. I think, sadly, I think there's a really big chance of Jorge getting this done. He really can. He can get this done, but I'm not picking him. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not picking him. But here's the thing: I think Usman knows who he is as a person, and he knows that what he has to do, and I don't think he cares. He went in there 25 minutes with Tyron Woodley in front of like a full crowd, big pay-per-view event, right? A lot of hype on that fight too, Woodley and Usman. Like, that was a fight, like a co-main event that people were excited for. They were more excited for that fight than John versus Anthony Smith, right? And Usman went out there and just grappled him for 25 straight minutes, and did not care. Usman needs to remember that he's a Division II national champion in wrestling, right? And folk style wrestling, by the way. He has to understand that he had aspirations of being an Olympian and being in the Olympic sport of wrestling. He has to understand that, and he has to understand where his roots are from, and he has to understand that this guy he gets nothing. All right, if he takes a chance and gets knocked out, he will get nothing but ridicule, and that's it. And you'll lose your belt. You do what you did the first time again, right? And you go out there, you make it look cleaner. You put a domination on them. Yeah, they might ridicule you, but you still got the strap. So Usman, he needs to remember where he comes from, right? He understand where his, strong points are. And he needs to go out there and use his game plan. And he needs to use his jab and set up his takedowns. And just do what he has to do. And just don't drop the ball here. That's what it comes down to. He drops the ball here, man, it's going to be journeyman fucking mania, right? Oh, man, the bums are going to have a field day if this dude wins. So, and I'm talking about Jorge. I think Usman needs to get this on the ground. I hope he's working on his ground and pound throughout this camp, so he can he can try to get a finish. I don't think he's going to be able to submit Jorge. Fucking Damian Maia had his back for a long time, so, it is what it is. And he couldn't, and some people thought he beat Damian Maia. But my thing is, I think Usman just needs to out-grapple this guy, outwork him, break him. And I'm taking Usman by third round ground and pound. That's what I'm hoping for. There's not a big chance of that happening. Jorge's a hard guy to finish. But I think Usman, he's been saying it, and I don't think I'm praying that he's not thinking he's gonna go out there and just beat him up like he did Burns. I'm praying that he goes out there, does his thing, takes him down, breaks him, and just smashes him on the ground with brutal ground and pound, and gets the W. You know, that's what I'm hoping for, and I think Usman can do it. You know, you look at Usman's resume and the guys he's beaten, and you look at Jorge's resume at welterweight. Like, how many guys that he's beaten that are ranked right now in the welterweight division? I think Chiesa, and that was a long time ago. And people will say, oh, well, Jorge was cutting weight. You know, Chiesa was cutting a lot of weight too, you know? So, you know, it's I honestly don't, like, does Jorge beat a guy like Jeff Neal? You know, does Jorge beat Vicente Luque? You put Usman with Jeff Neal, Vicente Luque, he's going to outgrind those guys. I'm positive of that. I don't think Jorge, I think those are 50-50 matchups with Jorge. So, I'm gonna take Usman by third round, ground and pound. You know, just, and nothing against Jorge as a person. I know some of y'all might get offended by me calling him a bum, but man, it is what it is. It's just my opinion. You don't like it, just say straight up. But Usman he's fake, but I mean, Jorge takes the cake. You know, of being, I mean, the fakest dude on the planet. You know, so, you know, it is what it is. You know, this might be a little biased, but I got Kamaru Usman taking this. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do not forget to follow me on my Twitter. Do not forget to follow me on my Instagram. All of those links will be down below in the description. Like, comment, share this video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. Love y'all, and goodbye.
Yeah.